Yeah, in the second game in this final of this group, we have to the top left our Protoss player. He lost game number 1. It is a Casper player. We have Dear, STX Dear. Up against the GSL Terran player. Starting at the bottom right of the map on Ohana in the blue. We have a player for team MVP. It is SC. And yeah, talking about things in Korea, one thing I told it to you, we actually talked about it just I think yesterday. One of the things that I find a little bit odd in Korea, which I don't like at all, is that you can buy things with your credit card everywhere without using a PIN. So you can just sign, and it does not matter what you sign. You can draw a heart, and nobody cares. So if you use your credit card, you are in trouble. You are in so much trouble.
Well, consider though also if you buy something expensive, like if you buy an iPad, they will make you show your ID in most cases, so you won't be able to use it if it's not yours.
I think I never really bought anything with my Korean credit card that was really expensive.
But if you buy a lot of little things,
know.
then it can get out of hand if someone took your card, so you got to cancel that right away.
Yeah, exactly. So that's something that is definitely a little bit odd to me. Things that I miss is I miss European or German barbecue. That's something that I miss. I miss real bread, not American bread or anything like this, but real like German, European bread.
Have you ever been to, I know this is probably not quite how it is in Europe, but there are a few bakeries in Korea that have good bread, and I'm not talking about pre-baguette. I'm talking about like...
I was told there are bakeries, but I have not really been to one of them. I don't think there's one near Mukdong.
No, there's not really a Mukdong.
It's not that important to me that I would drive for like 30-40 minutes. So, yeah. And there are a few things that I usually need for the gym, just things that I would buy, food that they don't have in Korea. The Germans will know what I'm talking about when I say they don't have quark here. It's a thick kind of yogurt. So, just a few things that they don't have. But still, in Korea is cool. The transport system that you pointed out is really great here. And I really like fall. And of course also spring. Springtime is pretty cool here.
I really like the winter. I like the cold weather, and
I like the dress code for the girls.
I like the girls are quite nice. I like the food a lot as well. I miss Mexican food. That's if people ask me two things I miss, I would have to say number 1 and number 2, Mexican food and dryers. You can find dryers here, but it's not easy. You got to not hand dry, but hang your clothes, air dry them, and that's sometimes inconvenient, but...
We have a double barracks opening here from SC, so he's not starting with any kind of early expansion. He's going for 2 barracks with a reactor and a tech lab. So started with an earlier gas, and let's see if Dear is going to be ready for this.
I think he's going to play up Yun here. I think he's going to try to go into siege tanks after this, and not necessarily even attack with them, but expand behind them and then start putting siege tanks into part of his composition. And the Zealot scouts the reactor there. All he's going to see. It's going to make him feel pretty comfortable, though, with the position he's in with his Nexus. He may make Robo really fast here if he wants to. He can. Surprisingly going for 2 gates first. I actually don't think this is smart. When you see the reactor, yeah, it means probably either 2 barracks or factory tech. And in this case, it may be both. But when you see the reactor, it's kind of like you need to know what's going on. You want to add your gates as soon as possible. You might even want to cut probes, but I think it's really important to get that Robo up. Both choices are acceptable, though.
Marauder and a lot of Zerglings. Now the production is really good for SC, and he will try to hit with the stim timing. He's already moving. Oh, yes, he pulls 3 SCVs. Let's see, yes, he does. Okay, so he pulls some SCVs, he's trying to make this work, he has been spotted, the Casper player knows what's going on, Dear is aware of the threat. And what does he have? He has the gateways, he's going for the first few. The thing is, on this map particular, you have not only the ramp, but there's also the rocks to the right side. So even if you have a few sentries, there's always the danger of your opponent taking down the rocks and then stimming in at 2 different angles. So this is tricky. This is very tricky to deal with. Only 1 sentry. He needs to be careful here. Stim is not done just yet. The sentry is picked off. No force fields.
Yeah, this is the reason why you went 2 gates before, because you want to make sure you can hold this.
And here we go, immediately focusing down some of those probes. The newly warped in Zealots are trying to make this work, but more reinforcements coming in. Stim timing, this is going to be important right now. We don't have it on the production tab, But the unit counting station reveals that we still have a fair amount of Marines and also Marauders. Only 3 Stalkers left. But without Stim, it's tough to break through here, and it's only halfway done.
Those gates really helped him out. If he had gone Robo first, he might have had the Immortal out in time. I liked the targeting that we saw from Dear. He targeted down the Marauders specifically. Once that was eliminated, he just microed back against the Marines with his Stalkers. And now it's 2 base against 1, and the SCV count is a little bit lower for SC. And he looks like he's not really having any plans of making a command center anytime soon. Getting that starport up right now. Stim, as you mentioned, is finishing as we speak.
SC is going for the siege tank timing. You said earlier that this is probably what he's going to do. It's a very strong build for Hana, a build that we've seen over and over again. As soon as you siege up on the low ground, your opponent is in trouble, especially with 1 or 2 medivacs granting vision on the high ground. So this is something that Dear might struggle to hold, especially when the rocks to the right side of the base of the natural are going to be killed. He has Stim, SC that is, and he also has now a combat shield on its way. He will move out very, very soon, and let's see how Dear is going to deal with this situation, because it's definitely a tough one. Robo is finishing now, and he needs a few more Immortals to counter the siege tanks.
Yeah, he's going to want those, and oh, he didn't even get a glimpse of the siege tank. He doesn't, I don't even think, know. I don't know how much vision that probe really got, but I don't think he knows there's no command center either, so he needs an observer. Chrono boosted, he knows this is very valuable to him, but most valuable player in SC coming out here, pulling the SCVs as well. Those are SCVs. They're coming through here, and he is actually going to really make this push work, I think. He will, if he wants to, he can try to force the tanks to siege 1 time before they get into the distance, get into that location where the ramp is, where they can hit those sentries. He sees everything now, but it may be too late. He doesn't have enough units here, I'm not sure. He needs great force fields.
He doesn't have the sentries in position. It's too late. This is too late. The force fields are not ready, and now he's losing way too much with Stim. The DPS from all their Marines is just way too strong. He takes down not only the probes, but now goes straight into the heart of his opponent's natural. This is game.
Yep. Doing a little bit of a dance here. SC going up the ramp. That Immortal is on the retreat. He came out at the worst possible time. He wants to go back to Ire, but unfortunately for him, he's not going to have the chance.
No, he's not given the choice. We have the siege tanks now, also the Marines just stutter stepping. 19 probes against 24. SC has way too many Marines at this point. He killed too much already. He calls down the mules. GG. SC signaling Dear here, get out of my game.
And Dear is out yet again. A Kestrel player making it to the finals, but falling short.
The only one who qualified so far is Horror.
Horror is an IM player.
You're actually right, what am I talking about?
No, that's a lot of people actually mistaking this. A lot of people are tweeting at me saying, who's this Horror guy? What team is he on? He may actually be teamless, I guess.
What am I talking about? I'm completely... do you actually know who I was thinking about? Oh god. You know there was a German Horror as well. He played Brood War. And I didn't think that it was him. But for some reason
you imagine him as a Brood War player.
Exactly. I still had the name stuck as a Brood War player in my mind.
Yep.
That's actually funny. I just realized that right now.
Well, that is gonna, I guess, do it for now. I think we may actually be done for our morning session. I think everything else is pretty much closed up here.
Yes, all the other groups are already finished, so we will have a break. This break might be a little bit longer, we don't know, but we have the next group starting fairly soon. It's 4 additional groups that's going to be played. And let me just have a quick look at what kind of players we have in our afternoon groups. One of them is, of course, as pointed out earlier already, actually, I think I closed it, unfortunately. Do you have it open?
No, I don't. Well, you guys, if you want to look at the brackets, I posted a link on my Twitter at ProxyWolf. If you just go there, you can check it out. We are going to have, it looks like, a little interview with Linok here. I'm not sure if it's actually going to be translated for you guys, though.
Yeah, maybe to get Mark to translate it. Yeah, I think so. Just heard him saying something. Okay.
당연한 건가 이동형이라면? 아니요, 오늘 운이 좀 따라준 것 같아요.
Okay, so we're not going to have the interview. I'll browse through the brackets nonetheless in order to just give you an idea of who's playing later on. Some of the players that will play in the later groups: Maru is playing, Sokka is playing, Reddy, Sage, Hyun. We have, for example, Pold also. There's Hart, who's in the brackets, and Shine. Baby is going to play. That's going to be really exciting. I'm interested in how well he does. He has to play against Sound first. Revival is playing. Nesty, Artist, July is playing. Mia for the Slayers team. We have Salvation, Supernova, Ragnarok, Sirius for FXO, Tails, Classic. A lot of good players here. Also Zinio and Hero. So that's definitely going to be really interesting to watch later on. So guys, we'll have a bit of a break and then we'll be back with the next matches with our afternoon group. So stay tuned and we'll see you soon.